Alright, so this is Bill from B&C Ultimate RC. We're doing the Goolrc brushless motor upgrade in ESC on the Red Cat Volcano Epx. Taking the heat sink off, and I've popped out these 4 screws, which allows this cover to come off and this cover to come off. So we have those off, and next we will pop out these 2 screws, and that undoes the motor mount. I don't know if you can see that or not, the motor mount in here, and that way the motor will slide out. It's actually all 4 screws here that have to come out to drop the motor mount. Not a big deal. As well as the chassis brace has to come off, which is a little more complicated setup than what I'm used to dealing with. It's not very easy to change out things on this, I've noticed. So I think the drive shaft has to come out also. It has a set screw in the output, or the cup. And that pops out with the cup. You can see the cup on the end there. You don't want to lose that set screw. And then the motor slides out off of the shaft where the spur gear is. The motor has this type of mounting system. We'll just unplug the motor just to get that out of the way, and we'll get the mounting bracket off of that. Now the ESC has to come out. I believe it looks like it is just double-sided taped. We'll see here. Not a big deal. Again, it is just double-sided tape. Unplug it out of the servo. That's out of the way. One thing I don't like is, not the servo, the receiver. The one thing I do not like is the fact that the receiver is sitting out in the open. I may end up mounting a box on that or something to try to seal it up and see how that works. So I've got the ESC mounted in. It's already in there. Use double-sided tape. When I do double-sided tape, I put like the servo mounting tape or ESC mounting tape. I use 3M first of all, but I put a layer on the chassis, and I put a second layer on the ESC, peel everything off, and then stick the 2 layers together. They hold up better. And now I'm taking the plate off of the brushed motor and putting it on the Goolrc 3800. Something I want to share with everybody that I just learned. I was looking at this truck. I'm going to zoom in here, see if we can get a little closer look. Okay, so this setup here on this truck, on this Volcano, you can take the axle out and take this hex off and the pin and pop out the outdrive cup that we have here. If I get it in the camera. So I took that off, and the reason why, I have a Stampede arm here, is the same thing, and that drive cup fits in the Stampede arm, and then you can put your hex on that. So I noticed that you can use some Stampede parts to fix this vehicle. The A-arms will also work. They're about 1/8 of an inch longer. The only thing is you have dual shocks on this. So you would put one shock on the outside and then drill a hole in the opposite side to mount the shock on that. These are stock arm shocks. Will work perfectly. They're the same length. So you can use Traxxas Stampede to slash parts on the suspension and drivetrain on this. So I just figured I'd let you all know. You know, the Traxxas parts are a lot more, they're a lot easier to get your hands. So got the motor in, got the ESC in. Now I'm going to take and use an adapter to adapt from Dean's plug to Traxxas, because that's what most batteries I have. And then I'm going to put this whole thing back together. The chassis brace has to go back on and all this good stuff, and just the covers that I showed you that we had to take off. So I'm not going to show all that. I've already showed you coming apart, so you know what it looks like already. Alright, so now we're going to do the programming with the program card. You're not going to be able to see everything I'm doing. First I'm hooking up power. And then you're going to take the ESC plug here. You're going to plug it into the programming card. Again, this is a Goolrc 3800Kv. Alright, so now you see we have the lights. Okay, the low voltage cutoff is at 3.1. Okay, so the top is low voltage cutoff. It's already at 3.1. We're going to keep it there. We're down to the start mode. We're going to move it over to strong. Maximum brake force, we'll keep it 50%. Maximum reverse force, we're going to take it up to 100. And neutral range is at 9%. We'll keep it there. And when you're done, you hit the program button and hold it down. And that's it. And you can see all the settings are there. After you unplug, you can unplug your power, plug it back in, and all your settings are still there. So it's good. We're going to do a run video next. So we changed out the factory brass 17 tooth pinion. Got rid of that. We put on a 29 tooth Robinson Racing 48 pitch gear for the pinion. We kept the stock spur in right now. I do have the steel gears, steel spur and steel pinion. I want to test this out first. I don't like using steel spurs unless you have to. We all know what that does. So we're going to test it on 2S, and then we'll go to 3S. I'm going to show you what the 2S is compared to the 2S with the rush setup. Alright, so we got the same 2-cell 5800 25C discharge in it that we had in yesterday, 5800 mAh. And we're going to run it so that you can see what it'll do. And you see the difference with the Goolrc motor. Huge difference. Yeah, it is cogging some with that 29 tooth, but I didn't know what to get. I'm gonna have to get a different one. It won't do a backflip all the way up that hill. It's darn sure close. The Goolrc is definitely a good upgrade. For 30-some bucks, you can't go wrong with that deal. Alright, let's take it down the road. Alright, we're still in 2-cell. Man, what a difference. Yep. Alright, so that's it. I was going to run a 3S LiPo, but stripped the spur gear, and it's a pain to put in. I have the steel spur gear. Need to go down a few sizes in pinion. We'll get to that. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll be talking to you soon. Thank you. Take care.